guys, welcome back to L003. Sorry guys, I've been busy with a project that's been making some coin on real money, not crypto, actual currency. So I've been very preoccupied with that, and I'm hoping I can share it with you guys here, but I don't want to jinx it, and it's been going really well. So anyway, today I want to talk to you about, there's all this talk about what's underneath the pyramids. There was this Doppler radar. So again, I want to go over some pyramid sessions that I did a while back, because I'm sure people are curious as to what's underneath there. And I did a session where I rolled this into my kind of skinwalker stuff and everything, but I just want to kind of going deep on the pyramids, its origin. So I was this is the retask as far as the origin, but I'm going to show you some other sessions. But for my sessions, I had the name Agarthan. It came up quite a bit as far as the origin. So, but let's go through this session here. Okay. All right. So, why could I not? There we go. Okay, so right off the bat, I'm getting this. I got a structure. Solemn feel. So just basic stage 2 dimensionals, textures and such. So my AI break is I feel a sense of following, like someone's following something. So right away I get excuse me. I have an AOL break there, the shepherding. So I've been hitting this target a little bit. You get retasked, so you kind of jump right in relatively quick. I wish I could. How do I make this smaller? Okay, let's do it like this. So again, getting this feeling of shepherding, and again, of course, I'm getting all these UFOs. But I'm getting AOL Underground. Okay, so I'm getting all these underground features. AOL break, Elohim. But I'm getting this large structure. It feels like they're building this underground structure here. Like an underground city. And they get those spiraling aspects as far as what the Doppler said, so it's interesting. So I have stage 4.5. I get this idea of strength and mobility, and again, from my perspective, I had this integral network, okay, of structures that served as this planetary kind of system. Which, if you think about it, the big mystery about, like, there's these pyramids, that's pyramidal shapes all over the world, with, you know, seemingly different cultures, you know, like it's always been a big mystery. So I get a sense of a subterranean network. And my suspicion is that a lot of these structures, at least in some regard, they go deep, obviously, but I believe that a lot of these pyramids are connected together. I don't know if they're all physically connected, but I believe they collectively serve a purpose. Regional servitude. Agarthan nation. So I get the impression of a very old people and culture. Services rendered. Okay, so it's like, so from my perspective, it's like these Agarthans came up to, from my perspective, is that these pyramids served as some kind of maybe a global defense grid of some kind. But it seemed, again, I have like ArcNet reactors, so it seemed like it was some kind of power plant. Indelible identity. A high priest of a nation. So again, I get this planetary wide network. Okay. Maybe this is a way for them to communicate across the globe. I don't know, but it served as some kind of planetary wide network. Okay, so I get astrophysics. Okay, so challenge accepted. So I get the feeling they, I feel like that these Agarthans were possibly helping the people build this. Shared knowledge. Okay. Mesopotamia should be an AOL, but get the sense of a determined people here. Pyramids like crazy. Okay. So I get the sense these structures are everywhere, and they are. So AOL Shiva, Hindu, mysticism. Sense of a rising up, a herald, a peacekeeping tradition. So it's interesting because from my perspective, it's almost as if this culture that was underground or went underground seemingly were aware of this presence that was kind of nefarious outside the planet, and we're kind of like helping these people defend it. It's kind of what I got out of it. Peacekeeping tradition. Protective nature. Get the sense this man is protective over his people, chosen people. Defensive and strategic. Like a changing of the guard. Defense, defiant, forestall. Art of seduction, soldier, something. So I have what's most noteworthy here, and I have instructive. Oh, bipartisan nature. So again, it's almost like people were getting attacked, and this underground culture came up and was helping them defend territory, possibly planetary territory. I'm not sure, but I get a disastrous event. Subjective nature to this event. And AOL time travel. So something's definitely going on with pyramids, guys. There's some kind of tie with the pyramids, and I'd be surprised if they actually dig it up. So target is an event involving several people and structures in an ancient past. Get a sense of a high priest and Agarthan people are part of this target. Get the impression of help being given here in an attempt to forestall a future event. I get the impression on page 4 of male presence. I get the sense of all this activity is happening below the earth. Get the sense of strength and mobility, a subterranean network, a very old people and culture. I get the impression of reformation here, regional mapping, forensic study, a planetary wide network, shared knowledge, and astrophysics. There is a determined people here. Mesopotamia comes to mind. A sad and depleted people, and the sense of a people or nation rising up. I have the impression of a peacekeeping tradition, a herald, and a man, which is the herald, protecting his people. The art of seduction, defiance, defense, victory, and again, the act of forestalling something to come. Sorry, I got a cold. Okay. So, This is just some of the other sessions I did and run through. This is just on the technology itself. And again, I think the pyramids around the globe is what this is representing. This network. So makes you. It just comes to mind. It makes you wonder what's underneath some of these other pyramids. Because I would suspect there's probably some other underground aspects. So CRV's pretty kinesthetic, so I draw a lot of sketches. Obviously pyramid shapes all over this thing. But I'm getting this stepped stairs, stepped pyramid. It's my AOLs. Oops. Papyrus. Yeah, that makes sense. Probably would be papyrus back then. Like a pyramid culture. And then I kept getting this name like Rami Tup, or like I was getting these, these names. Ornate, original design, aggregate culture. I get the sense of warmth, augmentation, Ra. Rummy Tap. Like I'm trying to work out some kind of old name probably. Collective bargaining agreement. Again, I've got all these pyramids. Halo. Idealistic. So one of these I actually had ArcNet reactor is what I had. Whatever the hell that is. Rhythmic pattern. Community wealth. So again, I see this, and often I remember this now, but I often had like shooting on the top of these structures was like this energy, I get the sense of hot rock and sound beneath my feet. Hot sands. Beachfront property. Okay. Indigenous people and tribes. Symbolism. Getting the sense of being pulled around. I can't stop sketching this. I can't stop sketching these three pyramids. That's funny. Step triangular pyramid. Summit. Okay, calibrate. Design. Transparency. And you can see I have this kind of like this pyramid broken down. AOL capstone event. So I try to go inside structure, get a raised platform, colloquialism, collections, patronage, a tunnel system, a narrow path, and as you can see, I got some kind of a spiral, which actually, as you go inside a tunnel system, this is what it looks like going down these structures that they got with this Doppler technology. It's very interesting. Holistic sourcing, smooth, open, and like a Yahtzee cup. Okay. Target was a structure with primarily rocky, stony fields, pointed, tapered edged, and stepped down dimensions. I have a sense of gritty textures, sounds of whooshing, and multiple. First sketch on page 4, big rounded aspects with jagged features below. Similar star pattern. Star pattern object stuck within a structure. I feel this represents a piece of paper being passed through something. That's what that says. Okay, a protruding angled structure, a sense of a stepped structure, and an arrow pointing down at the top. Feels like something rounded in someone's hand. A sense of ornate and aggregate culture and augmentation. Looks like disassembled and idealistic. A rhythmic pattern, a musical assembly, community, wealth, and multiple people in tight spaces. I got a sense of elevation and height, sense of hot sands, beachfront property, tribes, and indigenous people. Got a sense of symbolism. Page 17a, I have this repeated angled pattern, a sense of transparency, colloquialism, collections, patronage, a tunnel system, and a narrow path. Got a sense of sequencing. I modeled this cup going inside this container or holder. After that, I felt compelled to end the session. On a side note, I feel as if I'm getting pulled in multiple directions perceptually. I feel a pull to be displaced within me. I get the feeling I am picking up on several layers of this project and what we are trying to do here. I feel as if they are overlapping. So originally they were trying to dig into what Tesla was digging into the pyramid, something like that. Alright, did I do this one? I don't think so. So again, you get that spiral ideogram. It's interesting, but it's a structure. You know, augmented came up quite a bit. High egress. Is this the same one I did? I think it's the same one I already showed you. Black obsidian. Yeah, just very strange. I look at this sketch, it's very strange. I'm getting this energetic AOL charged particles. This thing is definitely more than meets the eye, in my opinion. Yeah, I had a lot of UFOs zipping around. See, to me, it was almost as if there was some kind of attack or something that took this out at some point. But it sure seemed as though this pyramid was doing something energetically. It was performing some kind of AOL space secrets, military-industrial complex. Like, look here. The sense of like almost like a portal or something, like an opening above the planet. Frequency. Excuse me. I did this years ago, so sorry guys. Like scattered or damaged, like a harmonic scale, peak point. Plasma. A rebirthing center. Exclusivity. again, have those underground aspects. Some kind of athletic or electrical something. Agartha comes up a lot, getting this idea of exclusive or exclusivity. An elder race, mapping, territorial and stern, like shared knowledge and wealth. A cycle station, like a satellite inhibitor, AOL doomsday device. Globalist nature, a globalist identity, an incursion event. It's well documented. Mobility. Structurally sound, a hidden entrance. Yeah, again, you get all these UFOs. Halo Artemis. I think you get this like tunnel or hall habitat. Subterranean. Hidden observatory. Yeah, it's got this deep structure. And I got this a couple of times here. Got the step features, the structural stuff, and precautionary. This is interesting. I have an alliance that's in AOL, but this probably should be intangible. But like in order to stay down in this hole. Okay. So again, from my perspective, going back over the session, it's as if this underground culture helped these people build this device that was kind of some kind of defense grid or something, but you could access this subterranean network through here. Look at this guy right here. See? High priest or priests worship idyllic reformation. Ancient tradition, Vedic. Hieroglyphs, like naturally born here. Vedic tradition, cryptography, architectural design. I get the idea of a republic, like how the West was won. Ceremonial burial, a hybrid being. This feeling of ancient ritual, enrichment, ceremonial, like ancient Egypt. Well, starborn, okay. Epitaph, scripture, ancient text. Lead lined, like some aspect of the structure was lined in lead. That's what I would get out of that. Symbolic nature of the structure. Arrested historic. Captivity. Mobility feels pertinent to this tasking. Hermetic society. Highly scrutinized. Growth process. Hollow Earth theory. Tribunal. So I get a holistic network. Tribe. Irrefutable evidence. The curvature of the Earth seems relevant to this target. Which, if these pyramids are connected, that may make some sense. And there's some kind of a interplanetary network related to this. caretaker. Like a planetary caretaker. Like brain transplant surgery. Okay. An incursion. Flashpoint technology. Primal instincts. Instinctual nature. Hybrid beings. Informed decision. National pride. I get the impression spirited male is wearing some kind of headpiece or something on his head. Looks like a pyramid, actually. Trapezoidal beard withheld. Like withheld knowledge. Societal impact. And a signatory. Oops. Oh shit. Went right back down. There's a whole nother one here. Okay, so again, this is... Okay, so I'm getting harmonic frequency. I'm getting this, like... To me, it's like this pyramid's connected to this pyramid's connected to that pyramid's connected to that pyramid. That's kind of what I get out of that. And I get some kind of harmonic frequency going on up top here. So this, to me, is like almost like a technology I don't really understand. So it seems like. A vibratory resonance. A religious sect. A zealot. Again, I got these people in these things. They must look like coffins or something. But they've got this stuff connected to them. And again, I got these names like Tutankhamun, Lazarus device. I have a vault. But again, even way back then, you could tell I've got these underground structure aspects to this thing. It's quite evident. Intermittent signal. And again, I get the satellite inhibitor. So again, it's like something was going on in space or something. Stellar reach. Interplanetary defense grid. Okay. I get the impression pyramids have something to do with this. Okay. Pole to pole. As you can see, these are pyramids around the globe. Interplanetary warfare guidance system. Destructive alliance. Flashpoint frequency. Projectile weaponry. Revolutionary. Planetary wide. A defense grid. Defense grid around the planet. Orbital penetration. It's like all this energy coming out of the top of the pyramid is what I would take out of that. Grid system. Like a cosmic rebirth. Insurgency, caretakers. Yeah, that was about it. It's a historic event or series of events, an incursion of several structures and people. The outside environment feels rocky and isolated. I get the impression of several objects in the sky. I felt that mobility is a big part of what's happening here. There is a star cluster that is significant to what is happening here. I get the impression of frequent interruption, feeling of disruption, and an electrified system. Tactics, calibration, and trajectory. I sense the feeling of highly exclusive or exclusivity about the target. Get the impression that a big aspect of these structures are underground. No shit. High speeds, focused and idealistic people in an underground tunnel. Get the impression of intrusive, territorial, and stern beings here. Get the sense of an elder race, corrosive materials, the sense of security risk here. This all feels well documented. The sense of a globalist nature and identity. And again, this incursion event. The Nation of Islam, a separatist nation, and a forensic science feel pertinent to the target. Get the feeling of inclusion and some kind of holding pattern. Fear there is a regional aspect to this target, precautionary, something feels arranged. Get the sense of a memorandum and something about this target is causal. Get the impression of a reactor, picking up on an old idyllic high priest or priestess that feels to be worshipping this structure. There are aspects to this target that feel quite ancient. This sense of Vedic tradition, cryptography, and architectural design plays a part in this target. I am picking up on a republic, ceremonial, and an ancient ritual. There's a ritualistic nature about something here. A hybrid being, male, feels front and center around the entire target. An epitaph, ancient text in scripture. There is a lead-lined aspect to the structure. The sense of arrested and again historic. I am picking up on an older, sad, sick male, the sense of salvation and a hermetic society. Aspects of this target are seemingly highly scrutinized and controversial, which they are. I picked up on a catalyst, a retributionary action, a hot topic, highly debated. I am picking up on a forensic sciences, a sense of charged particles, religious beliefs, glory and attainment. Hebrew text related to this target, a sense of a growth process, a God-fearing tribalistic people. I'm picking up on an infirmary, a tribunal, and the divine nature of something or someone. A tribe with a holistic nature, this idea of irrefutable evidence, the curvature of the earth seems relevant to this target. Again, the sense of stellar regions' origins, a capitalism ideology, this feeling of a caretaker and formality, get the sense of flashpoint technology and a primal instinctual nature. This impression of an informed decision and national pride. Something here feels signatory and withheld. Desperation, hopeful, patronage, and suffering. I get the sense of a societal impact. This feeling of orbital and endothermic reactor, endomorphic person or people, and a rogue nation. Something directional is happening here. I'm picking up on a satellite inhibitor and an interplanetary defense grid. Flashpoint frequency, a destructive alliance, projectile weaponry, revolutionary, sustainable, and planetary wide. The orbital penetration of a planetary defense grid. So basically, oh, now I got it. In a nutshell, these pyramids seem to be connected as some kind of planetary defense grid system. It's from the data seems to be at least help built by the Agarthans. So it wouldn't surprise me. And I doubt they're going to go down there anytime soon. But I would suspect that there's tunnels down there that goes deep into the earth, beyond what we know. We'll just have to see what happens. But it's interesting to get some feedback on that, and it kind of backs up a little bit, at least from what I've seen, that what we can verify. So, yeah, I just want to give you guys an update since they had that Doppler thing of the structure underneath the pyramid. So, give you some insight. All right, we'll catch you next time on Owl003. Please like, subscribe, and share the content. I got some other stuff coming, guys. Just like I said, I've been busy with this project. It's making me some coins, so I got to keep going with it. But I'll try and get some stuff in between time, all right? We'll catch you later. Again, if you need remote viewing done, if you want to donate to the channel, it's in the hyperlink, everything you need to know. And we'll catch you next time on Owl003. Thanks, guys.